Hey guys.
Yeah, that was a fuckery.
Yeah, that was a short live.
Fucking shake. Yeah, technical services fucking needed. I know. Fuck me.
Hello, afternoon, everyone. We are back. We blame Shane for that little fucker to rub. There goes the
fucking
monetization.
blame me. Everyone does.
Shit. Oh, Shane. As always, guys, welcome back to Koi Culture. How is everyone out there? Sid
As
will be joining
always,
us, but he is on his way home from the dentist. For some reason, he's got to get his teeth cleaned before he goes to Japan tomorrow. I don't know. Oh, so how's things for you, Sid? So, Sid, fucking hell, I've got Sid on the brain now. How's things for you, Sam?
It's all right. We are main point is up to 11 degrees. So yeah, it's getting a lot better. Yeah,
It's getting
I don't know
warm.
if you can hear it, but yeah, the Tosai tank is they just got feeding, so they're smashing it.
Good. So
Yeah,
you wasn't with us last week, was you? So
no, just
No.
for a short time in the comments.
Did you manage to do anything with the condensation issue you had? Have you lagged any pipe work or?
No, I haven't done anything yet, but I'm trying to work from something out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mal, how are we doing?
Fix some wiring around in the filter house and outside. So yeah, it's
Don't talk to me about wiring.
No, you're good at that stuff.
Oh, mate, it's been a nightmare this week. First, the Veriflow pump shits itself. Then the air pump fills with fucking water. I mean, what's next? You know what I mean? They say it comes in threes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the next one would be a nuclear explosion.
Oh, don't, mate, don't. Well, I'm going to be having some new inhabitants in the pond for a while. Well, I say for a while. I'm going to be having two. I'm going to be bringing home two for Kashi from Brian's pond. For Kashi, I'm bringing back the Kajaku and the big Benny Kiko. And I'm having the Kiyotsuri and the Isashowa. So there is still, in fact, no, Ricky Brown is having the big Harawaki and the Goshki. So there's still a Kahaku to rehome. Another one, I'll check the video. There's also a Platinum Ogon and a Hiyatsuri. All of the smaller koi all came from exclusively koi, so they are all Japanese. So I know I've got a couple of emails I've got to answer. So, but what the gentleman would like, he doesn't want a lot for them. He just wants whoever has them to, one, take them to a good home, and two, donate to cancer research. He has sent me a link, which I will put up on a video myself, that people can go to, donate on there, and then we can get you sorted out with the fish, because the pond and filters have to be emptied and shut down by the 27th of this month, because the gentleman himself is moving to Spain now. He lost his wife, he lost his mum, and he lost his father-in-law to the big sea, and dementia, I think it was, with his mum as well. So yeah, he's had enough of the UK, and has decided he needs a clean break. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
I don't blame him at all.
if I can help in any way, as you know, I will. And like so, I've managed to move on 6 of the koi so far. But yeah, there is a few more to go, but some emails to answer in reference to them. But I'd just like to say thank you to everyone that has reached out, and for everyone's comments on the video as well. It was a very hard conversation Saturday morning before I even went live. I did ask the gentleman if I could go live beforehand, and he said, "You do whatever you've got to do." It did turn out that it wasn't just a 5-minute thought that I need to get rid of these. I'll grab out. He has actually been a subscriber for a couple of years as well. It is a great sadness for him because you can't take them with him, because apparently in Spain you have to jump through hoops and go through reams and reams of paperwork just to be able to have a koi pond. So, and like he said to me, the pond was his escapism from everything else. So for him not to be able to take them with him is quite hard, which is why he did stipulate he wants them to go to a good home and not just sold off willy-nilly, which is why, to be totally honest, he was honest with me. He said, look, the money isn't a problem, it isn't an issue, you know, which is why I don't want to sell them. I want anything that's taken from them put to this link on Cancer Research Trust, I think it is. But yeah, it was a hard day Saturday, so whatever I can do, I will. There will be filter media and stuff that will be going once the fish are out of the pond. So here we go. That's part of what I've been up to this week, you know, changing electrics and robbing me power of a pump and then trying to kibosh it onto 1.5-inch pipe. That was fun and games. I have still got a drip from it, but it's got me back up and running.
That's the main thing.
I haven't said anything into it, but I think I've got a rodent somewhere. Not sure if it's a mouse or if it's a rat, but I've got a rodent somewhere. So all that polystyrene,
crazy Mexicans, you'll find it.
Oh well, she's better, and she's been going mad in certain areas in the garden. So yeah, and I in this realization, I've had a look at things in the long block and areas where I just chucked bits of broken up polystyrene. They've all been bagged and everything. Now I've now got a roll of that silver stuff to actually go around these pots. So yeah, I'll get a couple of layers of that round, and then what I'll do is I've actually got some fire retardant expanding foam up in amongst all the gaps then, because that stuff, I used that stuff outside when I built the filter boxes for the front pond. And that stuff is, once it goes off and it's expanded, it's like a fucking rock. And I know they're tough little rodents, but you know, it will slow them down. But there's no way they could get into Long Block if there was. Can you see what I mean? It's probably around the surrounding areas. It's the other thing. I've got to get out there with the tape measure and measure up so I can do a drawing, and Rick can work out how many blocks I'm going to need for when it does come to rebuilding it, so I can start working out a costing, so I know what I'm aiming for, because it is literally going to be as basic can be, because it's being squared off. So I'm going to be gaining room there. I'm going to take the bowling off the bottom.
Yeah, you're going to flat it off.
Just going to flat bottom it like what Rick does at the farm. And in doing that, I then move the bottom drain, because the bottom drain is in the wrong place, because it's not in the center of the pond as it is, because the pond's had about 3 different shape changes, but the bottom
Mhm.
drainage just stays in the same place. So that's
Yeah.
going to have to come out, and I'm going to be taking I'll take the 4-inch bottom drain out completely, and then I'm just going to replace it with a 4-inch tank connector and a knuckle 90, and then have a gridding across the top of the tank connector. And the reasoning for that is, when you look at one of these 4-inch bottom drains, you've got this huge great sump,
Mhm.
and then you've got this 4-inch pipe comes out of it.
Yep.
Now, if you're not pulling enough through that
Mhm.
pipe, you are going to get shit gathering and building up in that sump area.
Mhm.
Because water will always find the path of least resistance. So if stuff starts building up, you'll just go over the top of it. You know? Now, I did it on the Tosai tank, and that is literally a tank connector, and that one's got a swept 90 because it was what I had to hand. But when you think about it, whatever pull you've got on there, because of the shape and the fact that you haven't got that sump, it's got nowhere to sit and collect.
Yeah.
Goes straight to
Straight
the
out.
filters. And it's exactly what we're going to be doing at Rocket Boys new pond. But what we're doing with Rocket Boys is, instead of using a tank connector, we're using a Tommy drain, which is basically a tank connector with a dome on it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's exactly the same principle, and it's going to be a lot easier when it comes to putting his pond in as well. Because just drill the hole from above, go in from underneath, glue it in place. But before that, we're going to chop all that excess off of the 4-inch tank connector that we don't need.
Yeah.
And then we're going to chop a chunk off of the fitting, so when it goes up, that isn't down here, it's down there. So everything's just that little bit shorter.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, because what we're doing, we're going to be putting his new fiberglass pond on a bed of 4-inch Celotex.
Yes.
Or span.
Okay.
So it is literally just a case then of cutting out the 4-inch channel for where his pipe work's going to go, and scrape out a bit of soil from underneath just to drop it in place. It's going to be so simple, it's unreal. But don't know if we'll be going live Tuesday, but there's a good possibility that we might be going live from Rocket Boys, because we're over there Tuesday morning, and the plan is we're going to move the IBC tank, and we're also going to move what is at the moment his main pond, all in one day.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. That's a busy day.
Well, we've got Tony from Farm Coy. He's going to meet us at Rocket Boys Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock sharp, rain or shine. And he's bringing with him a 12-foot round pole. Yeah. And what we'll do is we'll put the fish. Thank you, Tony. We'll put the fish from his IBC tank into the floating net that I gave him.
Yeah.
In his main pond, and then we'll suck all the water out of the IBC tank into the pool. We'll shift the IBC tank over, fill it back up, because Tony's bringing a sump pump with him, so we'll be able to pretty darn quick. Get the IBC tank filled back up, get the fish back in, get the pool clean, empty the main pond and the fish. We're going to lift the pond up, we're going to turn it round, and we're going to back it in straight up to his fence. Bang. Get the filters sorted out, and then that is it for Tuesday. We'll get them back up and running on temporary filtration. But then it's back at the weekend. No, it won't be this weekend coming, because this weekend coming I've got major visitors. Clive. Yeah, he does seem to take that everywhere, doesn't it? It makes your mind boggle.
It does.
But yeah, once we get them two moved, it then gives us plenty of time then to make sure everything is set right. So when it comes to moving that thing, it's an easy job. It's just stop, twist, down, job done. But we're going to need about 8 blokes to do it, because we've got to lift it up from where it is, put it on a trailer, drive it round to where the alley is behind his house, back down as far as we can, and then carry the motherfucker down the path, through the fence, spin it upside down so it's right side up, and put it in position where it needs to be.
It sounds like a good plan.
Oh yeah, but it won't. That bit won't
Let's see how it goes.
But that bit won't be happening this weekend though, because this weekend I have got the Three Amigos coming. If you don't know who the Three Amigos are, that is Phil from Telford Koi Pond, Abe the Koi Keeper, and the Scragster from Scrag 68. They're coming down, and also Saturday I'm being joined by the Koi couple, Becky and Liam. They're popping in, and that should be enjoyable as well. And then, all being well, we should be having the Welsh Nutter coming in on the Sunday, the one and only Mr. Hadfield. Really looking forward to that one. So yeah, it should be plenty of footage next weekend.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
The season is starting to pick up.
Yeah, and I'm
It is.
nowhere near.
No, and the Three Amigos kick off the first official visit to Twisted Towers of 2024. Hey.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the season's only just begun.
Yeah, it's barely.
Anyway, enough of me. Shane, what have you been up to this week?
So we've got the timber inside the koi house now. So the bottom half is all boarded.
Have you insulated?
Yep.
What did you use for insulation?
You just polystyrene sheet. It was the cheapest.
Yep.
So yeah, that's in there. All the posts are all cemented in.
You finished doing it this morning, didn't you?
Yeah, I finished that this morning, hence why, literally finished it, running, quickly washed the hands, and was like, oh, missed a bit on my arm, that can wait till after live.
You're not supposed to make mud pies with it.
Oh, I was. No, where I've been doing other stuff and whatnot, some of the mud and whatnot have fallen back down into the hole, so I had to get in there, make sure they're all clear first before I then fill them in with the post mix. But I did have 9 bags of post mix. I've still got 3 left, I think. So there's a couple of other bits where obviously, as Hobbytown will know, because he's the one that bloody well put the greenhouse up in the first place, they used 3-foot concrete like edging slabs.
Right, yeah.
To put the base on. Yeah. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to chisel out where the bottom of the door is, because it's 3 foot wide. So then I'm just going to drop one of them down into it so that the door then sits on top of.
So you opening the door inwards, are you?
No, outwards.
Outwards. All right, I got you.
And Dad's contemplating. I was just going to put a normal door on it, but Dad's gone down the same kind of line as Andy with the stable style door.
All right. Did you not consider doing 2 doors, 2 slim doors, and open them? That way you wouldn't have to come out so far and you're chiseling out. Can you see what I mean? Because the arc of the door is going to be. Oh, he's gone. Yeah, well, obviously he didn't like that idea.
Wrong answer, Vince.
So while Shane's gone,
my
Yes, I saw that,
internet just
question.
absolutely farted.
Hang on. Well, I'll answer this question first then. Richard,
Yeah.
he's asking, Vince, I saw you recommended Fluke P recently. Yes, I do. And the reason I recommend it is because the only fluke treatment that Rick will use on the farm, and that's because the main ingredient is praziquantel. And the foaming, you can do absolutely jack shit about, mate. You just got to wait for it to dissipate.
Of course.
Yeah. There's nothing you can do about it, because Rick said to me it takes between 3 to 5 days for Fluke P to actually do its job completely, which is why I always do a second dose 6 days after the first. That way I know that I'm mopping up any stragglers or any eggs that have decided they're going to pop out and start raving on the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
So-
a note to the praziquantel. I don't know if you remember, but the vet that was on the Koi Talk podcast.
Yeah.
Joe, yeah, his name is but he told that when you have praziquantel, depending on your filters, that would be out of the water 24 hours later.
But
And
if
that-
it was out 24
why-
hours later, you wouldn't continue getting that foaming. Can you see what I mean? Because when
I don't
when
know.
you use Fluke P, it goes in and you can instantly start to see a foaming come up on
Yeah.
returns in your. The worst place is in your active K1 chambers, because it foams. It just lifts all the media up, which is why I tend to turn my active chamber off for a period of at least 24 hours to try and keep as much of the treatment going through all the media as possible. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
With the active chamber being static all of a sudden, you're not creating that extra foam. And that extra foam, then it not creating that extra foam, and then stops the media in the active chamber coming out and drying out. Can you see what I mean? And not coming in contact with the water. So yeah, it's just little things that you.
Yeah, but the foaming could, if you put a certain amount in the pond and it goes, the most of the medication goes out after 24 hours, you will still be getting foaming or foam on the surface, but the dose is not high enough to kill the flukes. So he recommended that you do the first day, 100% dose, and day 2 and 3 half dose, just to keep the dose up.
Right.
Praziquantel,
Yeah,
you
that
can't
makes
really overdose.
that makes sense.
It's pretty safe to use.
Wasn't that the same gentleman that was talking about PP treatments?
I can't remember because they removed the video.
I'm sure there was a gentleman on one of the Koi Talk podcasts, and he was talking about using PP for killing flukes, and he was saying the same thing. You hit them with one dose, and then the second day another dose, and then the third day another dose, and then you start to bring the dosage down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd rather use Fluke P, and I don't think it's the praziquantel so much that causes the foaming, but it's the other stuff that's in there to make it into that liquid form.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and then when it comes in contact with the water, then that creates then its chemical reaction.
When it comes in
which
contact
then
with
gives you
oxygen.
that- Yeah, exactly.
That's why
That's what then gives you the foam, is the chemical reaction itself, not the actual.
Yeah, I think that's the case. But yeah, I know what you're saying, Richard. It is a pain in the ass, but I have found personally it's been the best one, and I've used Flucosol, I've used Learnex Pro, I've used Fluxol Plus, and I found that the best one is the Fluke P, and I found that because it's like it's not a jelly liquid, but it's like a medicines type consistency, and I think a lot of people don't mix it. Now, the best thing to do is, if you've got a little capful of this that needs going in, instead of just chucking it in the pond and sluicing the thing about, get a bucket of water, put the treatment thing in there with an air stone. The air stone will then mix it up for you. Can you see what I mean? Yeah. And then literally just spread it around or chuck it in the middle. You chuck it in the middle, you've got more chance of it going down and into the filter system and then dispersing, which is pretty much how I treat most of my liquids that go in. They literally go straight into the middle. Bosh, have some, because it's not going to take long. I mean, especially with things like cloverleaf.
Mm-hmm.
You bang it in the middle, and it goes, and you can actually see it spread outwards.
Yeah, and then you see it going from that white, and then it just turns it to that slightly green color from where it's just literally, as it's moving along, it's just killing.
But you just, if you're using cloverleaf, you just got to say goodbye to your fish for fucking 3 or 4 days.
Yep.
Yeah, Learning Pro is my go-to.
Yeah,
with Flukes.
But talking about treatments and that, I chucked in that Resolve Plus that the Baldwin Reefer gave me at the All England Koi Show.
Yep.
I chucked in that. I literally didn't. I took the pot and I went, that's about half. Mixed it up and chucked it in. Well, I'm still finding bits of blanket weed in the filters, but none in the pond at the moment. So it must be doing something.
Yep.
And I put that in 2 or 3 weeks ago now.
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago.
Something like that. What's Ken saying? Is it normal? Oh, no, hang on. Chris is saying first. Chris is saying, is it normal there to have fluke issues this early in the season in the UK? I thought that was what it is because when the water temperatures go down, your flukes don't die, they just go dormant. And then we have, and we are still having, temperature fluctuations like I do not know. Last week my pond was sitting at 11 degrees. It's now, after last night, back down to 8. And that constant fluctuation up and down is what kicks these things off. It's something that us in the UK have to deal with every year, 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, definitely.
And then once you've dealt with the flukes, 9 times out of 10, you end up having to follow up that treatment with either a PP treatment or a malachite green and formalin treatment, because you've then got costed because of the wormer in the fluke treatment.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a nightmare.
Yep.
It is.
Yep. Ken saying, only treatment we have available here for flukes is PP. We used to be able to get Prazi here until the government restrictions came in a few years ago. Shit. So how's
he dosed for the flukes with the PP?
Shane, can you chuck a link in the comments? And Ken, can you come on and explain that one for me, please? If you don't mind, putting you on the spot.
If it's not too early for him.
Wasn't it Alan Tate that speak about he only had PP in his cabin and he used it for everything?
I'm not sure, but I'd love to know how he does the PP treatment for flukes.
Yeah, I know how we did it on Discus back in the day.
I mean, I'm not afraid of PP, so I'm willing to try anything.
Yeah.
And if I can do it, then I'd be able to break it down into the
Advising.
layman's terms so I could explain someone else how to do it. Can you see what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, I love PP. I used it a lot when I had this.
Well, I always PP before a fluke treatment.
Yeah.
Always do a PP treatment, and then once the 4 hours has gone, they then get hit with the fucking fluke treatment. Because what's the point of waiting 3 or 4 days and then stressing them out with another chemical?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You know, you give them the PP treatment to pull some of that mucus layer back so that the fluke treatment can actually penetrate.
Yeah.
You know, now you PP treat and then you wait 2 or 3 days before you put your fluke treatment in, that mucus layer has already started to rebuild.
Yeah.
So in effect, you've PP'd the pond for absolutely no reason. Because you see what I mean? Because if you leave it a few days before you put that treatment in, then you've defeated the object of doing the PP treatment. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if it's only flukes that you find. And one thing we have found over here in the UK the last couple of years is these flukes are becoming fucking resilient to whatever we chuck at them. So if I can up that percentage of my treatments working by using PP, then I'll go ahead and do it, you know.
But is it the flukes that are getting resistant, or is it the doses on the medication that is getting lower?
weaker?
Well, you have a good point there, Sam, because I was having this discussion with Shane before we came online, and he's done a malachite green and formalin treatment on his swimming pool, and I asked him what brand, and he told me. And what was my first response?
Put more in, because it's weaker than what it used to be.
My exact words were, double it. Now, I'm not going to tell you what figure he told me, but I told him to double it. And the reason I told him to double it, because I have actually got some of that Evolution Aqua malachite green and formalin here. And I've actually looked at the ingredients list, and it is weaker than you would find from Kasuri or somewhere like that. So if you follow from personal experience, if you're going to use the Evolution Aqua malachite green and formalin, yeah.
Yeah, we actually have a law in Denmark.
I don't think it has the formalin. I think it's just the malachite green.
It should either be malachite green and formalin or malachite green and formaldehyde.
Yeah, but regarding the dosing, we have a law in Denmark that says if you read on the packaging, you should put 20 milliliters in 1,000 gallons. You're not allowed to overdose. That's illegal. Yeah, I know it because I had the authorities visiting me last year because somebody reported me for helping others. But never mind. And I talked to the very nice vet, and she told me you're not allowed to overdose. You have to follow the dose on the packaging. And the same for vets. If you take Baytril antibiotics and you look it up and it says 1 milliliter per kilo of fish, you are not allowed to overdose. But we know that 1 milliliter is not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that the companies that are making the medication don't know what they're doing. So how are we going to do it?
We do it our own way.
Yeah, we just double the water volume.
Yep. Right. Ken saying generally do a PP dose of 1.5 grams per 100 US gallons and redose if needed to keep the water deep purple for a minimum of 4 hours. Treatments are done for a 3-day period. Repeat 3 days after if needed. Camera. back.
How much is 100 UK gallon in liters? Is it 400?
Hang on, I'll pull it.
Now, if I still have flukes in the Tosai tank, I will give that a go. And I'll video it.
Well, if we take it from US gallons to imperial gallons, and then take it from the calculation from that, that gives us 83.2 imperial gallon. And then 83.2 imperial gallon is 378.23 liters.
So that's a good dose of PP.
That is a good dose of PP.
Yeah. But yeah, it's better to hit them hard in like 3 or 4 hours instead of hitting them like half dose in 8 hours.
Hang on, Chris has got a question. If PP strips a layer of the slime off and stresses the fish, why would you not add API stress coat after treatment for parasites? It makes no sense to me. Help me understand. Right now,
that makes sense.
If I do it because, like I say, it strips a layer of mucus back. So then you've already created that stress. You're going to create a stress event by putting the fluke treatment in anyway. And with the fluke treatments not being effective, then more and more people are not saying a word.
Nope.
Yeah, but a lot of these treatments, like we're saying, are not as strong as they used to be because of regulations and stuff. Now, even though they're not as strong, you're going to stress your fish and it's not going to work fully because it's not as strong. So taking that into consideration, stripping the mucus back slightly, and then adding the fluke treatment at the same time, you've got more chance of the fluke treatment working and it just having the one stress event. Now, you've got more chance of killing the flukes after stripping the mucus back than you have just putting a weak treatment in. Therefore, you shouldn't need to then stress it out again by treating a second time because the first one hasn't been effective and killed the flukes. As for API stress coat, never heard of it. Don't use it.
No, we have heard of it. So Chris mentioned it when she came on live.
Until then, I've never heard of it, and I've never seen it. So I've never heard of it being used in
the koi sense.
The koi sense.
Yep, I've used it before, obviously, with like the tropical tanks and things like that. I've used it in the past. But I've never thought of using it in the sense of using it with in conjunction with koi. You know? But it's definitely something I would be thinking about. But also, Stubbsy's just popped in with one.
Yeah, I do that.
There you go. You could put the salt in afterwards to help to reproduce the slime coat.
Yes, you could. You could. So I'm getting lost with the comments at the moment.
Yeah, the comments are rolling. Great to see, guys. Yeah. Welcome in, everyone.
Yeah.
If you're new joining in, welcome in.
Sid's back.
Thank you.
How's your teeth? Nice and clean?
Look at that. Oh, yeah.
Pearly is.
You just want to look posh. You just want to look posh for Japan, don't you?
No, actually, I had a cavity. And I didn't want it screwing my happiness when I was there because I don't want to pay Japan prices for dentist work.
Yeah.
Quite expensive over there.
Oh, man. I'm already hating the cabs, you know. I'm like trying to find somewhere I can get a cycle or rent a bicycle or some shit bicycle around Japan.
Just get one of them little electric bikes, Sid.
Yeah, man. It's gonna
How
cost
many
me.
hours till you fly?
So I leave tomorrow morning. I start traveling tomorrow morning. I go to Bombay. Take my first flight to Delhi. By the evening, by 6 o'clock, I'll be headed out from India, and then I'll be in I'll be in Tokyo day after morning.
Sweet.
Tuesday morning I'll be
Gonna be
in
awesome.
Tokyo. By Tuesday afternoon we'll be in Nagaoka.
So they finally pulled your finger out with your visa then.
They did, man. Like literally day before yesterday, you know.
Oh,
Otherwise,
mate,
I was
they
starting.
did get me.
I was starting to lose hope. I was like, they're not gonna let the little brown boy in. You know, I was starting to lose hope there, but then finally it came through.
They did
So
it.
we're going. I've got
Awesome.
about 12 days there. It's gonna be intense, man. It's gonna be
So,
intense.
do you know what farms you're going to be going to?
All the farms I can possibly squeeze into my time there, Vince. Honestly. So here's the thing, yeah. There's about 25 farms in the Nagaoka region, like in a 20, 30 kilometer radius that I just need to go to if I can, every single one of them. And then it's not going to be possible for me to go to all of them because I have 12 days there, and like just by the sound of it, making 30 farm visits is not going to happen. Secondly, I also want to be able to spend time at each farm learning about the guy and the work that he's doing there instead of just
Yeah.
hopping farm to farm, just trying to take some videos and just getting some surface level information, you know. And then also there is the cost factor because each goddamn farm is going to cost me like what, £100 in cab money.
So, are you not going with an agent? You're going on your own?
I am going on my own. I have a few people there that are waiting on the sides to agent me if I need it,
Yeah.
and I will take them up on that offer, but
I would.
only after I've had my original experience. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna go
So,
there and have my organic experience, look like an idiot with Google Translate with all of these guys first, and then go back with the agent later when I'm gonna buy fish so that I can negotiate properly, you know?
yeah.
Um,
Because you are
Good
actually
idea.
going to buy fish for a customer, aren't you?
oh, not just one customer, man. Not just one customer. Everybody is suddenly on the like getting hot, you know? Everybody's excited.
Nice.
So I've got a few other customers that are lining up. And also I'm just trying to make it overall as successful a trip as I could, you know. As much as I can, man. Because I'll tell you what, every little fucking pesa that I sell. What did I say, Vince? What did I say?
Look at the
50
comment.
mind.
Look at the comment.
Hello, Sid. Just gonna say I got rid of the bird food. Got some. Oh man. Oh
Nice,
Yeah.
man.
Jimmy.
That's awesome. That's good to hear, man.
But if you
But
watched Nicky Stoddard's live last night, Saki Akari and Hikari are two completely different things.
oh yes, 100%.
You'd have
Two
been better off
completely
with
different things.
Tapas.
Yeah. If you're gonna buy
Actually, yes.
sake Ikari,
Yeah.
it needs to be growth. Otherwise, there's no point spending money on that shit.
But it's still better than the bird food.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah,
It's
100
nothing.
times better than the bird food.
Oh yeah, for sure. So
And
now,
have you turned the rabbit into a pie yet?
you talking to me, bro?
5 hours later.
What are you talking?
Ah, I get it.
I get it.
Ding.
Jamie came on the live, didn't he? The one about the bird food, and then the fucking rabbit
yeah,
bit
yeah.
him, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah.
As I said, have you turned it into a pie yet?
Oyster sauce. Nice lean rabbit meat in oyster sauce. But I wasn't getting sleep yesterday, man, Vince. I'm so goddamn excited. I think this is the
You-
most
you
excited I've
definitely ain't
been.
going to sleep tonight.
Oh man, I'm like more
Nope.
excited than I've ever been about anything. Just sitting and packing all my shit and getting all my stuff together. Like,
Yeah, no. You've been out and bought a fancy gimbal thing as well, haven't you?
all right, dude. You know the worst luck. You know the worst luck. I mean, I think it was kind of destined, but my iPhone 12 gave way because the waterproof membrane or whatever was spoiled and the motherboard burnt up. So I had to spend like a random $1,000 to $1,500, a random $1,500 to replace my fucking phone. So I didn't get the 15 because it was a little too much money, but I got the 14
Yeah.
Pro.
I was going to say you went for the 14 Pro in the end.
Yeah, because the
Well,
15 Pro just looked like a waste of money, you know?
I'm due a phone upgrade, and I definitely won't be going for an iPhone. That's for fucking sure. But yeah, I just want
Why
to be able
not,
to.
Vince? Just
No,
go for the iPhone, man.
They suck.
It's waterproof.
They
They've
suck.
got good.
So
Dude,
most
they've
This
got
shit is
amazing.
waterproof.
Yeah, but have you seen the image processing and the amount of work you need to do to get a
This
decent
was
video out of those
waterproof.
damn Samsungs?
Yeah.
This was until it decided to become a
waterproof.
suicide jumper and leapt out of my selfie stick and landed face down on the floor at Newport's boyfriend.
But yeah,
Just put it in a
fully
zip bag.
equipped, kitted out, man. I was just trying to figure out how I'm gonna get from Tokyo to Nagaoka. By the time you come back from Japan, said you probably have to sell one. Seriously, no joking, man. No joking.
It
It's
probably
so
ain't wrong there,
expensive
Clive.
there.
Probably are not wrong there.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the worst part is, Vince, like each of these farms that I go to, yeah, they're not gonna be happy with me just showing up there acting all smiley and trying to get a fucking video out of the place. They're not gonna take, like, I'm gonna have to buy something from like every single farm I go to, okay? So like if there's 20 farms and I buy like one Nisai or one, you gotta buy at least one fish, right? Like, come on. So one
Well,
Nisai, I'm gonna spend about $500. Say that's 20 farms. It's at least $10,000 on fish that nobody wants yet.
Yet is the
Yet.
key word. Yet is the
Yeah,
key
it is.
word, my
It is.
friend.
Yes, my friend.
You get them
One
home
over
and then
there.
you sell them.
Oh, dude,
There you go,
I'm
there.
amazing at selling fish without even touching them. You
Sid,
know?
while you're over there, I would like a set of koi flags.
Done.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Done,
Yeah,
done,
me
done.
too.
Done.
Yep.
They will be shipped to you.
3 of them. 2 to
Oh,
England.
you can just bring him to the
2
national.
sets to the... Yeah. Bring them,
Oh,
to,
yes.
bring them to the national.
Yes.
Now, from what I know so far, I'm sure that Chris Sweet and Maureen Keith will be coming over from America to be at the national as well.
No way. Awesome.
Yes, way.
Awesome.
Vince,
So our
our
international show, as in the 4 of us, will be bringing international to the national koi show in the UK.
Yep.
Awesome.
Sid's got issues.
Oh,
Lightweight
and then you just gone.
And just like that, the iPhone 14 Pro just went.
And he's not happy. Can't hear
So,
you.
Stubbsy, are you getting your indoor pond? Have we got Sid's volume back?
Nope.
Nope, you're not back.
He's a tough bastard, isn't he? Oh, I'll tell you what,
Oh, Stubbs is still working on it.
I'd be the same. I'd just be all over the place if I was going to Japan, because that
I
is
would be
just
the same.
Yeah.
just one of those. You
Granted,
lucky
there would be
bastard.
say 5 or 6 that I would have to go to.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you
Okay,
now.
let me just pull out the Google Maps and like list out some of the places that are in like a 20-minute distance by cab,
Yep.
from where I'm staying. Just a second.
Why don't rent a car?
Dude, I can barely afford the cab, bro. And they're not gonna let me. And on top of that, they're not gonna let me drive there, man. I don't have an international license and things.
Oh, it's in the wrong side as well.
Yeah, no. The sides are all right. The sides are all right of the road. It's just okay.
Yeah.
So let's look at what we got here. Kawakami,
Yeah.
Marusada, Kaneko, Marutoyo, Izumiya, Yagenji, Taro,
Yagenji.
Hiroi, Maruhiro,
Yeah.
Urakawa, Isakoi Farm, Marusei, Dainichi, Nagami, Maruboshi, Matsuda, and then there's Ogawa, Sekiguchi, and Hoshkin. And
I wouldn't
know,
mind
I'm-
going to this thing.
I'm don't worry, I'm gonna be looking out for your show when I'm there.
I would
Kodai
love to
Fish
go
Farm
to Sekiguchi.
and Yamaju.
No, I want my Kanoko Asagi.
Oh yeah. See, listen, you're gonna be scouting through those videos anyway, Vince. You're gonna stop right there. Look at that one there. Stop. That's the one I want.
Put that one inside. Put that one in.
Yeah.
I said you're going to have to get a little bowl, right? And just write on it the Twisted Bowl of Doom and just take it everywhere you go.
Yeah, just say it's universal.
Oh, man.
Mind you, I did bring a few nice ones home this week
Yeah?
from the Twisted Bowl of Doom.
Ooh.
Oh
What
yeah,
we got there?
I got a snow shisui.
Ooh. I love them.
Nice.
Yes, I think I might have a Kanoko in there.
Oh.
That made your ears prick up, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But the best one this week, I think, by far, is the metallic Deutz that I brought home on Wednesday.
The one
Yeah.
that's got the greeny tinge.
It's a metallic greeny yellow color.
Mm.
So it basically looks like a metallic Midori boy with a zipper. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
Oh yeah.
So Vince, when I'm there, I'm gonna try and hook me and a couple of people from India up with Azukari, which is where you buy a fish and leave it with your
I
favorite
know what
breeder and
Azatari is.
Okay,
Jesus
cool.
Christ.
I don't know.
Other people might not.
Other people might not, Vince. So, which is basically where you buy a fish and you leave it with the breeder for them to grow and take care of, and you pay them for that. And then you can decide to enter that coin to a championship as well before they ship it to you, right? So, you boys are going to be helping me find that one fish that I'll buy with my money, which is going to hurt so much. You know, just the one fish that we're going to keep over there. You know what I mean? That's going to represent koi culture in the next AJKP. You know what I mean? Oh man.
Well, in that case, as a random side thought to that,
Yeah.
that could be done on because you're over there for 12 days, right?
Yep.
How many Sundays are you going to be there?
I have one Sunday there, and then the next Sunday I'm in Tokyo. And it doesn't really matter. We could do a couple of prep lives on the weekdays as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
You know, we can try and make the most of it, and if we can get 3 or 4 streams happening with
While you're there,
me
yeah,
take
exactly.
because I can spin the camera and take you guys around whatever the place I am in at real time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Obviously, there might be the headache that we're probably going to be streaming for you guys back home at like midnight or some shit like that to get a decent timing in Japan.
Dude,
But
if we got to do it, I'm not.
Yeah, because we'll get
Yeah,
to
me
what
too.
we'll get to do is like I can just put I can switch the camera around and take you guys around. We can comment. We can check what's going on. We can ask them questions. We can bowl up fish. We could like if someone on the show is interested in something that they see, we could speak to the farmer right there. Bowl it up, pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
What does it cost, sir? You know, and boom,
That was perfect timing. Who did that?
I did
Who
it.
did you do
I
it?
did it. Yeah, you can do that if you
Nice.
put the. I wonder if they no.
You twat. Yes, Chris, and I can't wait to get some body on it. And Jamie, absolutely brilliantly, mate. I'm holding at 21 degrees and it's hardly costing me a penny at the moment. So wicked, absolutely wicked.
Mm.
And if you could get one, I would highly recommend one.
Yep. And I feel like I need a
So,
couple.
Sid,
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
you seen the pearl Ginrin that Sakaguchi makes?
I think I have.
Simon from up north, he's
It
got
has
one.
some other name, doesn't it?
Yes.
It has some other
That's where
name.
I've seen it.
I don't know.
Does it have an?
I don't know.
I have a feeling it has another
They're
name.
just for some reason they are just not to be found.
Really?
No,
They're not so popular.
it's because they're hard to create.
Mm.
Yeah.
I
I
can
know,
try
but
and look for one.
Damn, they're pretty.
Yeah, Simon from up north, Koi Pond, he's got one.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Samuel, you want
fun.
one?
Koharu? Yeah, I want one.
Are you putting me on the job? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah,
I don't
Pearl
know, I
Ginrin
think it's too
70.
expensive and my wife will kill me.
They
Yeah.
would be pretty expensive.
Oh, for sure. No, I think so that's the thing, no? Let's see how it works out, man, guys, because I mean I'm not gonna be going there and buying a shit ton of show koi. I'm not putting bids on those $15,000 koi and all of that nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be going humbly from their smallest, most budget ponds to their smallest, most budget ponds. So we'll see what we can do and what we can make happen.
You've got to
You know?
start
We don't
building up
need
a relationship, and there's only one way to do that, and that's go out and do it. And in fact,
Exactly.
that's what Peter Waddington done. And if it wasn't for that, koi wouldn't be as prevalent in the UK today if it wasn't for Peter.
Yeah.
Just wandering around,
Yeah.
basically doing what you're going to do.
Yeah.
You know,
I know I'm not doing anything revolutionary, man. There's been lots of people that have come and gone before me, but this is 2024. There's very few things left. You know, just gotta enjoy what you like to do.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
it's
going
finding
there.
them little things that, because most of like the larger side of things have all been found. But if you can just, find them small little ones that haven't, and then
you might even find a koi breeder that you've never heard of, and you might find some absolutely banging fish in there, and you're like,
yeah, you might find some absolute belters.
yeah, you know what I mean. That's just a
Yeah,
lucky
and he listed some unknown breeders.
There are a lot
Or
of
just
unknown breeders.
not
over
unknown, but not
Yeah.
as known as Danichi and Saka and Muntaro and that stuff.
There. Yeah, I
And they
completely
make some
agree.
pretty good fish as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Jamie's got us a question.
In all honesty, help me with my PTSD, my anxiety, and my anger issues.
Yeah. Mine was more, I always had the tropical tanks and whatnot when I was growing up. But when I used to go to, obviously, the garden centers and everything like that with the parents, I would spend hours just standing at the ponds, just watching them. And I'm like, yes, for me, one day, I would like to have them. And obviously, I'm just at that point now where, I'm able to do so. But like Vince says, if you're having a stressful day, there's nothing better than going and just standing by the pond and just watching them. You can get completely lost in the time.
You say about garden centres. I went up to Dummer Garden Centre. It's got Maidenhead Aquatics there.
Yeah.
Just wanted some nitrogen peroxide, and she wanted some aquatic soil for Par. But they used to have this bloody great Deutsch chocolate chagoy. We used to call him Big George, and he turned up, and there's like a little memorial stone there.
Oh, no.
Big George, 32 years old.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's always sad when
It's
when you go there as a kid, and you know you're growing up and you're always seeing that one, and then you see that little plaque there. Doesn't matter if it's your own fish or not. The fact that you've grown up with that fish being there, when that's gone, you do feel it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But like three or four of the ones that we're moving on for Brian, 2 of them are 35 years old, and two of them were around 25 years old. So,
Wow.
you know, kept in the right. And you'll have to go back and look at the live to see his filtration system that he's created. Absolutely awesome. Well, it's doing a good job because, like he said to me, he hasn't had the UV switched on in 2 years, and he's never had
Holy
green
crap.
water.
Nice.
So, hey, car. Left. I can't at the moment because I'm live on YouTube. Oh, hang on then.
But yeah, I got into it about 3-4 years ago. Because my wife bought some goldfish at a aquarium fair, and we didn't have a pond, so I needed to make a home for them.
All right.
Yeah, then shit just kicked off.
Yeah, and it just goes from there.
But yeah,
you know,
before that, I had tropical fish.
Yeah.
All my life.
For me, it started with a little guppy pond in my backyard. And then there was the obsession of wanting a bigger pond always, you know. It just started off with that. And that little guppy pond was made when I was a kid, maybe like 10 years old or something like that. And then when we was, I think, 16, 18, we dug out our first little koi pond, tiny little 1,000-liter tarpaulin pond. And the koi got too big for that, obviously. And then I had to progress, you know? And that's pretty much, I got sucked into it, man.
Yeah.
And just to take care of my koi. And I love it, man. I totally agree with what you were saying, Shane. It's like therapeutic, isn't it? It's 100% therapeutic.
It is.
Really
It is.
calms the energy watching them swim around the
Because
water.
not only that, you know, it calms the energy with you just watching them. But as everyone will know, if you've got like your backy shower, or you know, you've got that waterfall feature, and you just sit out there in the summertime and just literally tilt your head back and just close your eyes. You don't always have to be watching the koi, but if you can just sit back and just close your eyes for that 10 minutes, and then you just listen to that water coming. But yeah, here you go. There you have it. It was all about the Oscars. Yeah, we had a couple of absolute massive Oscars when we were growing up.
He's a twat.
Yeah. And then obviously we built the conservatory. We had to move the soak away for regulations. So we had this hole. We had obviously the block work and bricks and everything left over. George needed to be moved from the small pond. So we were like, all right, let's build a new pond for George. And then obviously down the line, more's been added to it. And now it's come to the point where I'm putting koi in there. Yeah.
My mum had Oscars when I was younger. She used to hand feed them bits of luncheon meat and stuff. Big lobworms out of the garden.
Yep, that's it. Lobworms. Yeah. I think our Oscars got to like this.
Hey,
They
no
were
need to apologise there, Becky.
massive.
There's no time scale.
Nope, there is no time scale. People join when they can. We just appreciate you actually taking the time to come and join us.
That's the one. That's the one.
100%.
See, he's the I'm not going to bother. The elocutioner. No, I don't know. That's fried me head now.
That's not hard though.
No, it's stupid. He knows I'm fucking live on a fucking Sunday afternoon. Oh, I tell you, sometimes I love him a bit.
Yeah,
so.
but that's like him ringing you up at 11:30 and you think something's going on. But it wasn't.
Mate.
It was just a chat.
No,
Oh, we lost
Have
your
we
voice.
lost him?
Yeah, we lost him.
Is
fine.
everyone else? Is he back?
Oh,
Oh,
You.
we lost you halfway through that.
oh, me.
Yeah,
Right, where did I get to?
literally right just the
Yeah.
part where you was explaining about his phone call at 11:30.
Yeah, 11:30, he comes through and he's like, "Can you come and do a scrape on Sunday?" And this is on fucking Wednesday night, 11:30 at night. You know, first thing comes into my head as soon as I see Pa Goodall come up on the phone. I'm thinking, "What's up with me mum?"
Yeah, especially.
And he's like, "Oh, hello, how you doing?" I'm like, "What's up?" "Oh, nothing. I want you to come do a scrape for me on Sunday. Is that all right?" Really, Dad?
I could have waited until the morning.
Really? I mean, but I love him to bits. I do love him to bits. He's a good old boy in his own
Yeah.
way. Bubbles Koi. For me, it was watching Vince's videos and seeing it could be done on a budget.
Oh, that's awesome, bro. Look at
Yeah.
you, Vince. Inspiring people all
Yeah,
over
that
the
was
world.
where I started.
Crazy Koi man.
I mean, I had this comment from this crazy Danish man asking me if I could order some Koi Talk magazines and then get them sent over to him. You remember?
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a whole year's worth of Koi Talk magazines sent to me, so then I could then post them out to our Samuel.
That was before Koi Talk did that international shipping.
Yep.
So I was the first in Denmark.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're probably the only one in Denmark. Yeah.
No, not anymore. They actually
No, not anymore,
have
'cause
some friends that. Yeah, but at that time I was the only one. That was
So, boys.
fun.
The trigger, Gary, is another new one to the game. Is Gary
Yeah.
Coy 625. The trigger for me was seeing the enjoyment someone else was getting from the pond. That's another thing. I mean, I get
He was
Get
there
to-
4 hours.
the old Amazon drivers and stuff to come in to drop a parcel off, and then they end up standing at the pond edge for 5 minutes or so, just going, "Wow." You know, it's crazy. And then suddenly he's like, "Oh shit, I'll go back to work," and then they're off again. You know.
You should put a little camera up there just to catch them, just standing there, just watching them and being like, "Yep,
Oh yeah,
just
like,
enjoying the koi."
caught them on my camera a couple of times, and because it's set for human movement, nothing else, just human movement, and yeah, you see him just stood there.
Just admiring Big Betty.
Yeah, yeah. And then you get the ones that I'm actually food deliveries and stuff. I've actually had one gentleman. He turned up. I was down at my mum's. A phone call from Susan. There's some gentleman here. He's been here before, and he's brought his friend to look at the fish. It was actually a fucking food delivery driver that my boy had some food one time, and I couldn't remember him from Adam, but apparently I stood out there talking to him, and apparently he asked if he could bring his friend round, and I was like, yeah.
Anytime, Crystal Tower is always open.
He ended up taking a couple out of the IBC tank, but yeah, I couldn't believe it. You know, but the thing was, the guy that he brought round, he couldn't understand a fucking word I was saying. So this other dude stood in between us, giving it, and then he'd go, and I'll go, right, now what you got to do is do this, and then he'd go, it was crazy. It really was. The triangle conversation going round. But a pair of lovely blokes. But yeah, you do meet some people in weird ways in the koi hobby. I'd say that for sure.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
So there was this one time we had to dislodge a huge snake from the nets that I used to cover the pond. And this thing had really wrapped itself up and gotten really hurt and things like that. And normally I'd have been okay to like relocate a snake or something like that, but that was a little difficult. So I called the snake catcher. Yeah, they call Sarpamitras in India, which means snake friends. So this guy came in to help me with the snake. Like 10 seconds in, he saw the pond and he was just, because like I'm sure in the UK and stuff, people see a lot of koi ponds, but you don't see a lot of koi ponds in India, dude. You see a lot of dirty slums and trash dumps and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So this guy he got so hung up. He's like, oh, can I put this in my fish tank? Can I put this here? Can I put this there? I was like, dude, you can keep it in your fish tank, but then you're going to have to take something tiny and bring it back to me later or something like that, And I ended up paying him in koi for his work, catching the snake. And the guy's in touch with me till date. He sends me update videos. Those 2-inch kois are somewhere at about 6 inches now. He's enjoying it. People get in on their own ways.
Best thing to do.
Bless you.
Thank you. I wish we could do that here, man. But the goddamn frogs that we get in India are toads. In Maharashtra, they're not frogs. They're the poisonous types. Like the koi don't even want to eat their eggs. It's so bad. And when the rainy season comes around, man, there's like, I'm fighting them off. There's an army of them. How are the trees going, Sam?
I actually haven't done any trees in the last 2 weeks.
It's not the answer you wanted to give to the master.
That's not one.
No.
But yeah, I've been busy
so much for being a loyal apprentice. I see.
I don't think Will San is approving of this.
No, we'll have to start calling him Arthur, innit? Arthur Job.
Arthur Job Bob.
Arthur Job.
There you go. Will has answered. Sacked.
Oh man.
You have failed, young Padawan.
I actually did a pretty big piece 14 days ago.
I think
was that one you showed us?
Excited to hear that I'm gonna have to deal with some cold weather.
No.
Yep. Afternoon, Joe.
How are we doing, Joe? Joe, got any advice for Sid going across to Japan?
Oh yes, any advice would be appreciated.
Don't fuck it up.
And don't forget, guys and girls out there, go out and check out the Koi Perspective YouTube channel with videos. And there is also the Koi Perspective online magazine. So go ahead and check that out.
Yep. Exciting reading.
Copy. And Joe says, take some money. Is that it? Just take some money. Take money.
Yeah.
I would say, agree. You got to take your money.
Yeah.
Make sure you've got plenty of batteries.
Yeah.
If anything's using that.
So
you know,
let me try
battery
and list
packed.
out what all I've got. I mean, I only had 2 days to like get my shit together, but I got a couple of power banks, so like
Yep.
30,000 mAh. Yeah.
Yep.
I've got the phone camera. I've got the GoPro. I've got the gimbal for this thing, and then I've got a harness and a couple of straps for the GoPro so that I can get long form content on that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Then
Yep.
obviously I'm carrying some cash with me. I'm carrying a couple of $1,000, hopefully at least, and then I'll put the rest on a Forex card so that I can pay with card where I need to, cash where I need to, and then I need to get this thing called the Suica card, which is like a tap and pay card that they use in Japan.
All right.
And that will get me all like when I need to buy a bottle of water and things like that, you know, the small stuff. And then I was gonna get the rail pass, but this JR pass, this Japanese rail pass, has become so expensive, so expensive. It was like £1,000 for the 2 weeks that I was there. Sorry, $1,000 for the 2 weeks that I was there, which is a lot of goddamn money to roam around and fucking train. And unless I think I'd have to spend like my entire 2 weeks sitting on a god. Ooh, look at that! Damn.
Yeah, that
Love
was
it.
the last one I did.
That is fucking lovely, Sam.
Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I love it.
You saw that one.
I really love it.
I got mine from the phone. What are kites?
The flags that I'm talking about.
Ah,
Yeah.
got it. Got it. I'll buy them towards the end.
Yeah.
When we've made a few friends.
That was
I'd say about 15.
yeah. I think you have a big koi shop.
Mm.
And, so yeah,
How big of a
If
bog
anybody
filter
else
is
wants me to post them
7,000
something
gallon?
from Japan, let me know. I'll do it. If anybody watching the show needs some to pick up something, let me know. I'm
yeah. I
there
would
for a
I
couple
would
of
love
weeks.
a personal guided tour at Sekaguchi.
Okay, that'll be done. I'll deliver it to you via YouTube. I'll deliver it to
Yeah,
you
thank
via
you.
YouTube.
Thank you.
That's simple. That's just alive. While he's there.
Yeah.
There's your tour.
Yeah, no, done. It's done.
Done. Everybody gets a tour then, don't they?
Lauren's
the
asking,
views.
how big of a bog filter do I need for a 7,000 gallon pond? Depends what you're going to put in the bog filter, and if you're going to put something in front of it as a mechanical filter. Now, if you can put some kind of settlement chamber in before the bog filter, which will then take out 75 to 80% of your heavy waste, then
you don't need to clog your bog up.
Yeah, and
because
I
bogs are a bit too
personally,
clean.
when I've done any type of bog filter, I've used Alpha
Put
Grog.
mechanical before it.
Yeah, I'll put mechanical before it, but then I put Alpha Grog in as my media for the plants to grow in.
Yeah. I don't know about the weather and how bogs work there, but like as far as how I've seen in India, like a 1500 gallon bog would do pretty well for a 7,000 gallon pond, unless the pond was like overstocked, you know.
Mhm.
And bogs are like, they're superb, man. They're so solid.
If you put the right plants in there,
Yeah.
you know,
sure.
they can become very. But certain plants, not only are they good for taking out your nitrates, and all that sort of thing, but they also end up taking a lot of water out as well.
Oh yeah.
So
you should look at plants that act like weeds. You know, people normally hate weeds, but in a bog, if you have water weeds, like say for example, like the water hyacinth or the water lettuce, those guys are so voracious. They will clean your water so well, so well. And big deal. You have to pick up a bunch of it and throw it out. If you live next to a farm, maybe there's a cow you could help out. You know, like
chuck it into the pond. The fucking koi will eat it.
Oh,
yeah.
They fucking love to demolish fucking water lettuce.
Yeah, but it just messes up the water so much, man. Just like there's like these floating roots everywhere and like pieces of this.
No.
Samuel would not do it, dude. Look at him. He's like,
Samuel would do it.
You know the little
Would you-
gem lettuces.
Yeah,
You know,
those are
not
fine.
the big round lettuce, but the little gem lettuces.
Those are fine.
Yeah. In the summer, mine will smash 3 or 4 of them in a day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But the big ones, man, they really mess up the pond, man. They really mess it up. Oh.
Referring to the icebergs.
Why don't we? I think like, have any of you guys tried to do like hydroponic style bogs, like vegetable farming through bogs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vince, how
haven't
come
done
you
it,
haven't
but
done
I
something
thought
like
about
that?
it.
We've lost you, Vince.
We've
Yeah,
lost his
he's out
voice
again.
again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually thought about it when I was
Hello.
building my pond,
Yeah.
and he's
A
back.
little bit delayed.
But yeah, instead of that back wall I have behind the pond, I was thinking about doing some water circulation or some strawberries and that kind of stuff.
Ooh, holy crap!
Yeah, but yeah, now I just use the all the water that my drum and filler cleaned, use it in my vegetable garden.
Well, see,
Oops.
And they grow like weeds.
Rick was saying that one of the best things to grow in your filter to help take out stuff like that is either chilies or tomatoes, because they grow voraciously. The only thing with tomato plants is you've got to continually nip the side shoots for it to continue.
Yeah, you've
growing.
always got you. Even when you're growing them, like when I'm growing them up on the allotment, you're always picking out the middle side shoots to then encourage the height.
Yeah.
And then once you get the height and you get your first trusses, then you nip your top out, and then you get your bush.
Yeah. But you've also
Are
got.
you getting your top out of your bush?
Behave, Sydney.
Straight to the gutter.
Right down there.
It can't be Vince all the time, right? It can't be. And plus, I have only so much of this bullshit before I get to Japan. Over there, it's gonna be all super respectful.
Just get it all out your system, Sid. Get it all out your system.
Yeah, getting it all out of my system. Holy shit! Because it doesn't roll like Indonesia there, does it? Indonesia was so chill, man. Everybody was just taking a piss.
Yep,
And
they
you can't
do.
grow them both.
It screws up your cross pollination.
What? Chemical tomatoes and
Tomatoes
Chili.
and chili together.
yeah, but we're not wanting them pollinated. You just want them to grow and take out
Yeah, but-
stuff.
For what he does, yes, because he wants to then keep the seeds then for his next year. Hence why he's got like he's going to be doing like the Frankensteins, the Armageddons, your Reapers.
Oh yeah, Ricky's really looking forward to his Frankenstein seeds.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to be growing in the Mega Munga tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bring some chili seeds to the national. I could use one of those.
Yeah.
I got two.
Dino, there's your mission. When you come home, end of the month, bring back a few bags, mate. We're going to end up having to take some out.
Yeah, I know. Oh,
Vince,
they've been sent.
man.
Okay. Ooh.
Ricky's ones have been sent. We don't know whether Skeggs actually ever received his ones. We never got told. But we did send out some seeds to Skeggs as well. But we never got found out whether they arrived. He's like, what selection? Samuel, what kind of selection you looking at?
Yeah.
Is this
Nothing
7
special,
pots? Some 7
don't know.
pots, some mangoes,
Just
What are we talking about here?
chilies.
mix something.
Oh, okay.
Just
in other
mix
words-
something.
Bro, give me a call after the live, mate, and we'll have a little chat about what ones we're going to be bringing out. I reckon a couple
I'd
of
love to
7
have
pots
some
for
chili
primos.
seeds.
Vince, have you think about growing something else in there?
Sid,
Well,
I
you
don't know,
could.
mango, you know?
we haven't got the humidity for mango.
Oh yeah, we got plenty of mangoes here, man.
But in a polytunnel, you would.
Yeah, I can grow quite happily, honeydew melons and things like that in the polytunnel easy.
Take it easy, Lauren.
Yeah, I'm building a polytunnel.
Now, guys. Now. Rainbow runts at the moment.
Yeah, grapevines love fish waste.
Yep, he's got a
I
great
will
one in the hatchery. First
Yep, I've
hatchery.
got one up on the polytunnel. Fucking thing is, it's only 4 years old, I think now. Like we only had the first year's worth of crop last year, and that literally grows the whole length of one side of the polytunnel, and that polytunnel is like over 4 meters long. And it's literally from the front door to the back, and end of last year that was up halfway into the polytunnel as well. It was literally just hanging down. Just as you go in with a pair of scissors and just chip, chip, chip.
Hey, Mario.
Amazing.
There you go. Saseska's turning around and asking for him as well.
Hey, Mario's joined us.
Yeah.
So it looks like I'm going
Nice.
to be bringing some chili seeds to National.
And Seska,
That's
give me
gonna be
a
awesome koi culture meetup.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
The twisted one's going to be shown, and if Sid can pull it off, we'll have all four members of Koi Culture there for both days. Saturday and
I'm
Sunday.
gonna make it happen. The second Japan's done, that's the next thing I'm putting money together for.
Yeah.
To see you guys.
Well,
Nice.
we'll chat afterwards, but we're looking for something that will benefit all of us. So yeah, we'll talk about that one after.
We'll
But
talk about after live.
Yeah.
Susan's on the case.
Nice.
Oh yes.
Right,
Oh,
I'm going to
yes.
be right back, guys, because I need a little boy's room and I need a cuppa.
Any fucking excuse.
Good luck then.
Who's the
Dogs,
flaming
man.
devil? Yeah.
I had to put myself on mute, making so much noise.
Oh bless him. Looks cute.
It's a
Yeah.
she's a she, and she's an absolute moron.
Yes, it doesn't matter.
No joke, man. We adopted her about like 6 months ago, and she has some sort of very heavy PTSD because of where she was living. And she's like super, like you try and tell her something and she just piss herself. You try and get her to sit, she'll piss herself. You try and like, you know what I mean? It was super difficult. We had to really ease her into her new personality.
Wow.
But she's doing well now. The other
Good.
guys, you know Bunny. You've already seen him around.
Yeah. But I tell you, people that do shit like that to animals, they need fucking kneecapping.
Oh yeah, man. There's people that do shit like that to humans in India, bro. You don't need they don't need kneecapping, they need decapitating, you know? That's what they do, man. You know. There's a lot of people in India, there's a lot of nice people, and there's a lot of fuckheads. That's the
That's the
case
same
everywhere.
all over the world, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you think the industry lacks proper, independent, unbiased product reviews? Asking for a friend. For sure. Actually,
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
definitely. Because a lot of times, products that are being marketed by the people that are doing these videos, they're most of the time just linked up, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, like every time I do a video on like a product that I'm using, I actually buy that product. Nobody's giving that product to me. There's no like understanding there and things like that, you know? But even you have to get an organic review, you know?
Yeah, just to be
Go to
objective.
Vince's channel.
Because if I think it's shit, I'll tell you it's shit. But I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
that cat toilet, that's a brilliant little piece of kit. And I'm really glad that they reached out and asked me to give it a whirl. And I know for a fact quite a few of my subscribers have been out and bought one. And just for ease of knowing what you've got on a stability rate, because you can see it in real time. if your pH goes up. And I can watch my pH fluctuate when I do a daily water change.
Yeah.
And I can now, with the reading on the Cactoile, I can pretty much guesstimate how much water to change to bring it back down to where I want it. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think
Can
it's
someone here
cheaper.
pull up?
I think it's
Can one
cheaper
of
than
you
the
guys
Blue
pull
Lab
up what a
Guardian.
Cactoile is? Because I don't know what a Cactoile is.
It's
And
a
I'm-
7-in-1 water monitor.
Yeah, give me a sec.
Oh yeah. We were talking about this last time. It would be nice
Okay.
if you could pull it up, Sam.
Yeah.
Pia
sec.
had commented on one of our videos on one of our previous lives, saying that for a lot of the people that aren't as, we've got 2 types of people watching us, right? We've got a whole bunch of koi nerds, and then some fresh koi nerds, So the fresh koi nerds kind of need the reference photos so
Yeah,
they can
right.
get on the bandwagon.
Well, have you heard of the Blue Lab Guardian?
No, I haven't. Where is this? What is that?
That's another water monitor thing, but it's bloody expensive.
Yeah.
And I think in comparison to the Cactoile, it's fucking expensive.
Ooh.
But with the
So
Cactoile,
these things, they run 24/7. They're monitoring 24/7.
yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
you
awesome.
get in real time, 24/7. You get this right. Top one. I think.
And would you
You've
have to
got
buy?
ORP, TDS, temperature, pH, EG, SG. What's the other one I'm missing, Simon?
EG and SG? What is EG?
They're
and
more directed towards aquarium.
I mean,
readings.
I'd kind of prefer
Specific
ammonia
gravity.
nitrate, TDS. Like if it would be nice to have chlorine, it would be nice to have salinity. But then obviously, if you know how to do it, maybe you could do TDS from salinity from TDS, but that's a pain. Ooh, that thing.
There you
So
go.
that's for an aquarium.
It can be used for aquariums or
Obviously, it could
ponds.
ponds as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. The other one I'm missing, salinity.
Salinity. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So if it has salinity, that's awesome. That's nice. But it's missing ammonia and nitrate.
Yes,
and
it hasn't
nitrates.
got ammonia and nitrite on it, but
Yeah.
you can monitor your temperature. You can monitor your pH. pH is absolutely. It's not slides, Joe. It's actually calibration powder for the pH, and that's every 6 months. It just needs recalibrating every 6 months with powders that you put in water that they provide.
Okay.
And having the ORP when it comes to doing it like a PP treatment in the growing on tank, because that's where it's set up at the moment.
What is the
It's-
ORP, Vince?
ORP, it's the
It's
electrical.
redox potential.
Yeah, that's the one.
Electric potential,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like Vince said, it's
conductivity.
the millivolt. Yeah, millivolts
millivolts.
in the water.
Oh, so if there's loose wire somewhere, you'll be able to tell from that.
No,
I don't know.
Then, what are we looking for with ORP?
right. No, if you,
Simon did a good video on it.
yeah, Simon's got an
Check that
awesome
out.
video on it from up
Yeah.
North Croy. But basically, when I did a PP treatment in there, now the ORP reading, as long as I kept it at sort of 450, that's about right for 4 hours
Okay.
for PP. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything past 450 and you're going to kill your fish, you're going to kill everything,
Yeah. Okay.
because
Alright.
above 450, it's, from what I can make of it, it sterilizes everything. So you can monitor your ORP and you can actually control the ORP as well by using PP.
Ooh. How much does one of these things cost up there, Vince?
I'm
Is it,
not sure.
one?
What's this?
It's right here.
Oh yeah, look.
Oh, okay. That's about 16,000 rupees, 16,000. That's not too bad, man. Honestly, that's not too bad.
Mhm. You
No,
know,
I
and
think
it-
I will try
The
to
6
bring
month the
bring one
6
to
month
Denmark.
recalibration thing is a little bit of a sounds a little irritating.
but it's how I've never used a Hanometer, but they need recalibrating every.
But
God
you
knows
only
how many-
need the recalibration for the ORP, right?
No, for the pH.
Everything. Oh, for the pH. Huh?
Yeah,
That's
it's just the pH because you've got
Yeah.
such a it does such a range.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So you when it comes to
That's this
Yeah.
awesome piece of kit, man.
yeah, and like Joe's saying there's also a thing called the Senai. It's been around for years, but with the Senai, you have to change
my
the
God.
calibration slides
Ooh.
every month.
Ay.
Yeah, but it does ammonia.
Oh.
Yes,
That's,
the Senai does do ammonia, but I've spoken to a lot of
see,
people.
like ammonia
that have-
nitrites for anybody that keeps koi vents is like it's super instinctual, right? Like you see your water and you know. Like you know
Yeah, when you
after you've kept koi
over
for like a
time,
year, after you've kept koi for like a year, you know when your water is at any parameter. Like when your water shit, you know when your water's
Yeah.
okay, you know. And for the most part, like I understand maybe for an experienced person that's not so important. I can tell by the smell, man. I can tell by the smell, the foam, kind of even the viscosity, you know, like high ammonia water
Yeah.
almost seems like it's
If you spend time with your pond and yeah, you will know at the end.
but salinity is not like that now.
no.
Salinity is difficult.
It's not like it tastes like no.
No,
Joe
I'm
was
not
sent-
doing that shit, bro. I'm not doing that.
Joe's
I'm not
saying he
doing
was
that.
sent a Senai to test. It's good, but it's expensive to run. What do you mean
Yeah.
by that, Joe?
Yes.
As in it's
I think
expensive to
changing
run.
these things every month,
It's the slides
recalibrating
you
it
buy
buying
every
those
month.
slides.
It's quite
Sounds
popular here in
expensive.
Denmark.
Yeah.
I can just try to
Chris
look it up.
saying. Chris is saying, I didn't rate the Senai, have to pay for everything, and it costs so much extra to buy a separate Wi-Fi connection. And
What the fuck?
the 7-in-1 is wireless. You know, it is wireless. The only thing it doesn't do that Senai does is your ammonia.
So 3-pack Senai slides is 250 Danish. That's
Dude, you know what sucks?
That's around 30 quid for
That's
3
not-
months.
Ooh.
Every month.
Ooh.
No, every 3 months. It's
Right,
a
3
3
months.
3-pack.
Right, I got you.
Okay. But so that's 10 pounds every month.
And the unit itself is quite expensive.
What does that mean?
Just a
There's
second.
a number there, right?
Yeah, that's in British pounds. That's for the unit. That's 345 pounds.
For the Senai.
Can you pull that up on the screen?
Yeah.
Are you on their website?
Hello.
350
Now I'm on
pounds.
the Danish website where we buy it. But yeah, the unit itself is 350
Holy crap.
So
pounds.
the Senai basically,
Aye.
so it's about, I think it's about £25 for 3 slides, and after 30 days on the app, it just stops giving you the readings unless you change the slide.
What the hell?
Even though if it's not, and you have to scan. You see on the slides on the left hand side, you have to scan that
QR
QR code. and enter it into the app, and it literally stops giving you the readings after 30 days. Like, you cannot read
Sounds
it.
like a money trap, man.
It is a bit of a money trap. I was sent out the one on the right hand side, that Senai Pond pack on the right there.
Yeah.
But that only, you plug that into the wall and drop it in your pond. But then you need to buy the Wi-Fi attachment as well. So it's not that price. You have to buy the Wi-Fi pack as well. So I don't know if they've got that on the website. But the Wi-Fi
Sounds like an
pack,
Apple subsidiary, bro.
yeah. So then you have to like, I don't know if it's got the Wi-Fi pack EU. So you get the actual sensor, but
Mm.
you have to go and plug it into a laptop next to your pond to then
Yeah.
pull off the readings. You can't get like a
Dude.
live reading. It's crazy. And then obviously you've got the Wi-Fi pack, and then you can get everything on your phone. So it kind of defeats the object for me. I think by the end of it, you've probably spent about 350 quid.
You know, for me, for the price of that thing and everything you'll have just described, I could hire 2 full-time people and pay for tests. For someone to come and sit at my pond and give me constant readings in 2 shifts, yeah? The day and
shift
night.
and night shift. Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. I shit you not. Like,
Wow.
that's how
Wow.
expensive that is in terms of India. Like,
Wow.
a manager at a car dealership gets paid 200 quid a month. I mean, a sales guy, you know what I mean?
Mm.
So that's crazy, dude.
No, I was sent one, and to be honest, I think the readings are really cool because on a night time you can see pH and monitor it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just couldn't be bothered changing the slides and buying the slides and changing them. It's a bit too much effort for
Yeah,
me.
that's where I
But-
just need my project built.
I think it's a case of like what Vince has shown me there. If that actually does monitor what it says it does, then it can
The cat
help.
coolie. I
But
like it.
But I also think them powders, you have to get every little bit of powder out of the bag and make sure you calibrate it exactly right, don't you? That's the only thing. I've used some pH calibrated like powders, and I've always been wondered like, oh, have I definitely got all the powder in here? Because it has to be so right.
Yeah, otherwise it just throws the pH off by 0.1
Sit
or
at the
something.
top.
Yeah.
Nice and careful. You open it up, and then the amount of water you need, you put it in the packet. You stir it around till it all dissolves.
Yeah.
And then you empty
That's
it
a good
in
idea.
your container.
Yeah, I'm maybe thinking too much about it, but then I'm thinking, have I left any in the bag? I'm like, come on, get out. You know, I'm
Honestly,
like,
I think the $150 makes sense even as a salinity monitor, man.
Yeah.
yeah, probably.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think just for the fact that it does salinity, that cat coolie thing, and you don't need to recalibrate that bit, like, just that makes it an awesome deal. That's
Well-
how I kind of see it. The other one looked like a waste of money, and then it also looked like a waste of time. This, at least the cat coolie bit, it's just the pH bit that you need to recalibrate and that you could have stress with. Just imagine the amount of stress you'd have recalibrating everything on that other one every goddamn month.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So just as
Oh
that
yeah.
salinity,
Oh yeah, definitely. And when you look at it, when you look at an actual salt meter,
yeah,
to buy a salt
fucking
meter,
expensive, dude.
you're looking at about 90 quid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
Cat toilet.
They're about that in
The cat
Denmark.
toilet is 150, and you get 6 other readings with it.
Exactly.
Mm.
And it's set up
But
in a
it's-
style that it'll always give you the reading consistently, continuously. That's
Mhm.
beautiful.
I
So that's
just,
a beautiful thing
I've heard horror stories like in my time
of the
with
cat.
not the cat, no, just in general with digital readers. I don't trust them. I don't. I can see the value, and like with what Vince said, it sounds like a really good product. I'm not trying to dismiss that. I just think you can maybe fall into a trap of just being, oh, whatever this is reading, it's right, and you have. I still think you can't replace like proper drop test kits and stuff like that.
Mm.
I think that you can spend the money, and I've been sent one of these Senais,
Mhm.
and I just wouldn't replace it for the drop test, to be honest.
So yeah, this is what obviously Hobbytown's going to be running on his IBC.
Can't see that.
A
So
broken
you've got
screen.
this. So you've got solar power panel there, controller at the top, and then you've got your chip. What side are we? This up here, which is the ESP board, and then obviously you got the Raspberry Pi there, and then obviously the inverter as well. And that's, and it hasn't got the inverter on there, but that's cost 80 quid to
Wow.
build that, and that will send it straight to your PC, your mobile. It's always there that you can just flick on and check, and you just get a Wi-Fi data SIM, connect it up to that, and then it's just up there constantly pinging signal over to the system.
Sorry about that.
Which is why with my one, I've got pH, temperature, inside humidity, outside humidity, but that's obviously more for when I come to doing spawning, so I can monitor the humidity inside the koi house to know when it's going to be close to time.
Oh, you mean for spawning?
Mm.
But yeah, as Chris Taylor said there, his Koi Medic salt meter is great, but it cost him nearly £100.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's expensive.
I'd
But if
really
it-
like to buy that cat coolie.
And yes, you can use salinity refractometers, but they can be a pain in the arse.
I think the only time you need a really expensive salt meter is if you're quarantining koi that have come from Japan or something like that, or if you're using salt as a fluke treatment, or if you're using it as at them really high doses.
Yeah, then 0.6s and
Yeah, exactly.
level.
Other than that, you
0.9.
need to know your
Yeah, or
your pond
0.9.
volume. You need to just, if you know your pond volume, people can think too much about salinity. I just chuck salt in willy-nilly me now. As long as I know I'm not going close to the edge, I just chuck it in.
Yeah.
And that's the thing you'll see in Japan when you go to Japan. You'll just see them chucking
yeah.
it. And they're not one of these where they're like, oh, let's distribute it all around the pond. They just fucking
Wang
chuck
it straight in.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
That's my way of doing it. Just wang it in.
yeah.
Mine too.
Yeah.
I kind
What-
of just spread it out a little bit,
What I
Let
have
it
said,
snow.
what I have seen is a fish once eat a bit of bicarbonate soda that's like, bicarb, sometimes it can go like into balls,
Lumpy.
really
No,
lumpy.
yeah.
I've seen a fish like eat a bit of that, and it was like jumping out of the pond and going crazy. Like they do not like bicarb at all. So that's something that you do probably need to like liquid, put it in as a liquid form before you put it in. But salt, yeah, just wang it in.
Yeah,
Catch you later, bro. Have a good shift.
They use a lot of salt on the farm, especially this time of year, just to help the small fish through that have been kept outside.
Oh yeah, I saw that you hid from the mud pond harvest, Vince. Were you inside with your slippers up this time? What happened there? You went
No.
missing.
I was actually busy lining the filter bays for the brood tunnel.
Right. Oh, that's what you said you were doing.
Well, I managed to line both with Proflex and liners 4 filter bays out of 6.
No, that's not bad actually.
So that's not bad going. And the only reason the other two didn't get done was because our lesser spotted Ricardo was too lazy to empty them.
That would do that. Perhaps he wanted you to empty him as well for him.
If you look at all those liners that are in that area, they look real fucking smart. And I will get my own way and get the other ponds that haven't been relined so they look all the same.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I need to get your ass to India, Vince. Nothing like some free labor.
So
Time
what?
to get
Where are you going?
back at you, Brits.
Where are you going in Japan, Sid?
I'm going to Nagaoka,
Okay.
and I'm going to be staying there for about 11 days, 12 days.
Right.
That's right about where like Dainichi and all are. And
Nice.
it's gonna be fun. I'm so excited. I'm psyching out, man. Like literally, I'm gonna get off this live, go crash because it's late at night in India, and wake up tomorrow morning and head out to Japan.
That's amazing.
I'm so fucking excited. I don't
I'm
know
so
how I'm gonna
fucking
get.
jealous.
Oh,
Right.
it's okay, Vince.
me
I'll
too.
take you along. Okay, I'm trying my best. Trying my
I
best to stay humble.
I don't mind. I don't mind admitting it. I am jealous as fuck.
Yeah.
See,
This
You know,
young
they'll be
fucking
seeing it on their
whippersnapper.
lives.
you're gonna start
This
pushing
fucking
hard for yourself instead of at someone's farm, Vince.
how this young little whippersnapper has managed to get to Japan before me. You fuck that.
Oh.
Baller.
But
I am not a fucking baller,
Sid,
bro.
are you having your own koi variety created?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
am.
Let's see what I do over the next few years.
I am.
I'll let you have it, Vince. I don't want. I want to spare your poor soul. You know, I have the ammunition. I just named 25 of them.
You
So I'll let you
fuckbag.
have this one. I'm too young. Vince got too much energy, bro. I'll
Man,
drag your ass.
I'm just
No.
so the fact that I've got the opportunity and that have the opportunities that I've got at New Forest Koi Farm just blows me away.
Wow,
You know,
bro.
the fact that I actually have a running pond in a polytunnel on a koi farm is just man. You know,
True that.
I can't say no more than that. You know what I mean? And
No, I'm a bit
both
jealous.
both myself and Dave, you know, we are blown away with the way we get treated down there because we get treated like family. And
Yeah, you get the VIP treatment.
and this is one of the reasons why we like doing the lives as well, because then people can actually see and appreciate everything that goes into running a koi farm.
Yeah.
You know, a successful koi farm, especially in the UK. You know, and New Forest is up there with the other two, and they're the best 3 koi breeders in the UK. And that's the New Forest Koi Farm, Adam Byer Koi Farm, and Cuttlebrook Koi Farm.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happens I've helped out and worked on all 3. So
Yeah.
I get, and I think another reason why I love it down the forest is we'll work with what we got attitude. You know, and like I've said before, some of the things that Rick has used as filter media. You know
Straight
what I mean?
from Niigata.
But you cannot deny the quality of the fish, you know, and using. I mean, I know that it was mentioned on a fucking live the other day. I think it was on Gaz's live about Flowcore. Flowcore's crap. Yes, it might be, but it is still a good usable media,
Mm-hmm.
and it is still used widely, just like Alpha Grog is. But it's not in favor because it's not all technical singing, dancing, and everything else.
No, but it all comes down to surface area.
No bifters, just the weird and the wonderfuls. Now, there's no denying if you didn't watch the short, you know, or you haven't seen the short of my newest fish from New Forest Koi Farm, it is unreal. It is a metallic yellowy greeny color. Absolutely blew me away. And I was like, yeah, I like that a lot. And he went, yeah, I could see that going home with you tonight. And it did.
Yep.
Oh, yes, Chris, definitely. And, you know, in comparison to the Japanese breeders, yes, the British breeders are slightly behind. But I think that the British breeders don't get enough credit for the quality that they produce.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, because I know for a fact there's fish at Rick's farm that are for sale, and we're talking, you know, there's a really nice two-step Sankey in the front pond, you know, and if that was in somewhere like Quenny Koi, it would have gone like that, and they would have paid about £1,500–2,000 for it.
Yeah.
And yet they won't pay £500 for that fish. And that fish is beautiful. It's got beautiful sashi, it's got beautiful kiwa, it's got lovely sumi placement on it. It's a beautiful two-step pattern, white nose, white tail stop, but because it's British bred, someone won't pay for it.
What size is that, Vince?
That is, it's high 50s.
Wow. £500.
And the quality on it is unbelievable. But yet, the British breeders struggle to get the money that they deserve for these fish that they produce, purely because they haven't come from Japan.
Yeah.
Will you shut up? You stupid.
Silly mad Mexican.
Was that a dog or was that Vince barking?
No, that's the mad Mexican.
That was,
Mucking dog.
She's retarded. All right, Susan's shaking her head at me because I called the dog a retard. Mate, you're right there, Chris. I mean, I've got fish from all three farms. The King Kabuto that is in my main pond, that's from Adam Beyer.
Yep.
I've got some Makami Kigois. I've got one in the growing on tank and two in the Tosai tank that came from Cuttlebrook Koi Farm. And I've got a hell of a lot of fish in my main pond that have come from New Forest Koi, and quite a few of them will be going to the National Koi Show as well. You know, they might not fucking get anywhere, but just want to prove that someone like me, who hasn't spent thousands or hundreds on their equipment and their fish, can actually keep and maintain good quality koi. They might not win anything, but they're still good quality koi. I mean, you think Big Betty, she's 7 years old and she's 70 cm now.
Yep.
I did that. I got her to that size. Can you see what I mean? So for me, to get her to that size with that body and everything else, that is an achievement. You know, I'd love to be able to get a fish to 80 cm. I don't think Betty's going to do it. I think the one that Shane had, the Harawaki that Shane had, has got more chance of getting to 80 cm. And the one that Shane's got, the Harawaki, that's one of Ricky's fish.
Yep. And
Right. And put it into context, Big Betty, she's 7 years old and she's 70 cm. Last year, when Shane had the Harawaki, she just turned 2 years old and she was 50 plus.
53.
At 2 years old. So that's why I say that Harawaki from Ricky, we've got more chance of hitting 80 than Big Betty has. Because of the growth that it's had in its first 2 years.
Yeah.
And the body frame on it. and everything else. But again, a British bred fish will get looked in on because
Mm.
it hasn't got
bullshit.
that Japanese tag. But there is a lot of people out there that still do that though, Sid.
Mhm.
You know?
The thing, I think you've got to treat it as though it's almost like a different side of the hobby. For me, obviously Chris has put there the koi snobbery, and I do see that as a part of it. But I also think that the hobby is where it is today because of these Japanese breeders, and
Oh, for sure.
to still support that is a big thing, and to be buying these fish is a big thing. It's not to say that you can't buy English bred koi, and I hope to buy some English bred koi, and really put them against the paces with Japanese koi in a higher high grade setup that I'm considering at home for these testing products and things as well.
Yeah.
So it'd be really interesting to see put 2 30 centimeter koi in and from English and Japanese and see what happens. And I think
Yeah.
people would like that content as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely there is an element of koi snobbery, but I think a lot of people buy koi, on the heritage, on the Japanese heritage, and I don't think that's going to change. But it's not to say there's not good alternatives out there, like Vince has mentioned.
Oh, for sure.
Completely agree. Completely agree. End of the day, it's every koi has got, in a way, it's got its place with the right person.
Oh,
We
yeah.
all go to a place, we all see a koi that we're like, okay, I like that one, but I'm not too sure on that one. The next person that walks in the building is like,
Love that.
yeah,
But I think
that one's coming in with me.
Do you think, Vince, that a part of your affiliation with New Forest and your affiliation with MCoy is knowing the story behind it, knowing Rick and everything else? Like, it plays a part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does play a part, and especially with certain fish because of the attachment
Connection.
to the koi history in some respects, because like the only other person that was this prevalent at New Forest was the late Mark Gardner,
Mm.
and he went worldwide. So for me, being at New Forest, knowing Mark and everything else behind it, yes, maybe it does put a bit of bias on me, but at the same time, there is biases towards Adam and Mark.
Mm.
Adam Beyer. Adam is renowned for his kahaku,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
right at this moment in time is creating some absolutely fucking stunning asagis.
Mm. And huge Chagoy as well.
Yeah, he's got Oakley. At last time I spoke with Adam, she was 107 cm.
Yep.
Holy
Wow.
moly.
Yeah,
Damn.
and like I say, he's producing some really, really good asagi at the moment. Rocket Boy's actually got one of Adam's asagi, and it is amazing.
Yeah, I've got one as well.
He's also doing a lot with Deutsche Chibas,
Mm-hmm.
in the fact that he's taking out that kahaku style pattern and turning it into a lateral pattern down the side of the fish, as opposed to being like a kahaku across the top, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark, well, he produces some absolutely amazing shiros, and some cracking showers. So yeah, I could actually cherry pick a decent bowl of fish from all three farms and be comfortable to say that they are fucking high quality.
Yeah. I think it's interesting as well, though. Like in the magazine I wrote about, the front cover of issue 2 is just a koi in a bowl, and like I've done a story on that, and it's like, well, you look at this fish in the bowl, and what does it mean? Like it's a Ginrin Kahaku, blah blah blah. But then you look at the heritage that's gone into it, the family that's gone into it and producing
Mm-hmm.
it. Like how big of a part does that play for people? I think there's a certain hobbyist out there that goes, is it Sakai or Dainichi? If it is, then I'm interested. If it's not, then I'm not interested. And that
Yeah.
to me is that's koi snobbery.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
koi
yeah,
snobbery.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you look at a koi and go, I really like that, and I'm going to buy it, that's a hobbyist. They're not bothered about the heritage. Then you've got people like I think us here that are all like, I really like this koi, but I want to know where it's come from and who's bred it. And that's that kind of like, whether it is Rick at New Forest or Mark at Cuttlebrook or whatever, or it's a Japanese breeder, that's the bit that makes the difference. And I think it's why we're all involved in the hobby. And I think it's not snobbery if you buy from Japan. I don't think. I
Nope.
think it's just
No.
appreciating where it's come from. And the same with New Forest. It's not you just saying English koi are better. It's you like that farm. You've got an affiliation with it. You like the backstory, and that's a different side of the hobby, and it's not for anyone to judge. That's
No.
your perception of it.
Definitely. Yeah.
100%, bro.
But yeah, the koi hobby has what you call it more levels to it. Somebody just want a garden pond, throw some food in, look at some pretty fish, and somebody wants to compete
Yep.
in Japan or in the UK. So
Well, it has already been done. New Forest have already gone and won shows. I believe last year they won one up in Scotland, didn't they, Vince?
Yes, I think they did.
you need to know.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've got some beautiful Japanese fish in my pond, and I'll never get rid of them. But
Guys, listen, I'm going to Japan tomorrow, okay? Don't try and kill my buzz. Don't try and buzz my
Man,
kill, okay, guys?
there's no
I
way
love
of killing
Japanese
it
koi.
because
I love
It's
them.
not
I
gonna.
love them.
It's not gonna burst your bubbles. Yes.
yeah, don't be daft, you silly bugger. You're going to be like a kid at Christmas morning.
Oh, 100%.
Every morning.
Yeah.
Oh, man. 100%.
Literally every night you go to sleep, it's going to be like Christmas Eve for you while you're there.
Seriously. But coming back to this, yeah, guys, you know why like the buying the fish from Japan is not snobbery? It's like appreciating where something came from, appreciating the people that created and nurtured something into something so beautiful. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And the
Does that
other
make
thing, the reason why it's
Like-
more expensive is that these people have been doing it for, nigh on
Generations.
for generations and generations.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
these little defects. I mean, New Forest have been going. Is it
30 years.
30
Dude,
years.
screw the fish.
It's still only a short period of time, isn't it, to grow out all
Yes.
these defects?
These people have dedicated their own bloodlines to making these bloodlines
Exactly.
and working
Yeah,
on these
exactly.
bloodlines. They're planning over the next decade and the next generation what they intend on doing to these fish and how they intend on working them. And they've got projects that are going that are older than our parents.
Mhm.
I mean, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
At least
Well, you look at-
I don't know.
take a look at-
but
The golden corn,
yeah.
not my type
Yeah.
of fish,
I
but
just thought of that.
he spent 10 years creating that before he come out with it.
And then just imagine some dude's gonna buy 2 or 3 of them, take them to another country and start spawning them over there and boom.
Mm.
Yep.
What is that? What is the 10 years that guy devoted to of his life to making that golden corn worth? It's gotta be worth it, man.
He still
They've gotta
made it.
get the prices. Yeah. He still made it. I understand that. But like he doesn't have that proprietary trademark thing on it, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
He
if
doesn't
people
own
are
the
not gonna
distribution.
exactly, and if people are not gonna give if us as hobbyists we're not gonna give them that respect and give them that worth, then it doesn't stay worth it for them to devote their bloodlines to making koi for us, right?
Mm.
No. And you are right there, Chris. A lot of Adam and Ricky parents are from Japan, but Ricky is now at a point where he is now using second and third generation fish that have been spawned from those parents as parents,
Mm-hmm.
because the second and third generation top of the top is actually better than the parents. and the parents were Japanese.
See, not all Japanese fish
Can you
are
see what I
top
mean?
quality, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not all. You can still get shit fish from Japan. You can buy a shitty Shiromuji. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
Like, no problem. They like, there's gonna be budget bowls.
Oh, you mean the Shiromuji that they're trying to class now as a white Karashigoi?
Is that what they're trying to do? No.
I
Oh,
go and watch after this the first Koi Wholesale podcast that's just come out, and you hear
The one
Ricky
that came
turn
out
around
today?
and say about a white Karashigoi. You might as well just call it a Shiromuji, is what it is.
Joe, you have something to say on that?
You
I feel
shaking
like
your
you
head there,
do.
Joe?
I feel like he has some
Oh,
ammunition there.
I think Joe's trying to sit on that one and throw it out in the garden.
I don't think it was that long until I was listening to something where they were asking whether or not he was going to bring some into the country. So that's a bit peculiar.
Very.
That's my problem with the content. I'm not talking about Koi Talk here. Talking about content in this country.
Yeah, in general.
We'll shit on anything if we're not buying it and we're not selling it. And then it's kind of like, oh, we've got some to sell. This is the best thing since sliced bread. These yellow monkeys. Oh my god, they are the best thing ever. And I'm the same. I've sat there and sold them. Like, you can put this, you can tarnish me with that brush. But at the same time, they're not spawning them this year. So how big of a project was it for Dainichi? Or did they just go, here's some Ginrin stuff and we'll give you a certificate and here you go? It's not hard to, get some very big parents and grow things. It's not. And, the more I get into this hobby, the more I'm invested in stories about breeders rather than just these one-off spawnings, We've just sat here and said about years of generation and making bloodlines. That's not a yellow monkey. The golden corn is a larger project. The black Zeus is maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. And that's not for me. That it's not for me.
And on that podcast, I'm 3/4 of the way through it, but Ricky was saying that we're going to be doing the Super Mango Karashigois.
I've got a couple of them.
I've got a big one in the Tosai tank, so I'm glad, and it's fucking lovely. So yeah, I've got a Sakai.
That one is superb.
Yeah, so I'm lucky. But yeah, he apparently he's bought the last lot, and then
is that Japanese, Vince? Is that one Japanese, Vince? Yeah.
The Super Mango, yeah, Sakai Fish Farm. Yeah, baby. Yeah, I got Sakai, I got Kaneko, I got Otsuka, I got Yamazaki, I got Omasako.
Hoskins.
Is that some kind of koi snobbery?
No, Kaneko is
I was waiting for one of you guys to take the hint.
Yeah. As soon as Sam leant forward, I was like, it's coming.
Uh-oh.
You got Hoskins and you fucking.
No, I'm the same. I'm the same. I'm the same.
Sure. No, I'm quite open about it. The only way I'll kind of like voluntarily pick a fish that's not from a good bloodline or a reputed place is if it looks really sexy. You know what I mean? If it's a mad looking Doitsuko Gane Ochi, but I don't give a shit where it's from. They're my favorite fish. Like it looks like, a live gold chain. I'm up for that. Like, it doesn't. Then like that's why I think that people that are not the Japanese breeders should kind of focus on the weird and wonderful shit and making some, because like people want the, they want the Showa, the Hoshkin Showa. You know what I'm saying? But people don't know where they want a Goshiki Showa from, right? You know what I'm saying? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not see that.
Yeah,
comment.
read
He
the
said
comments.
fish should not look sexy.
No, but you know what I'm saying.
I know what you
Listen,
mean. Yeah.
okay, I'm sorry. It's just my slang. It's just my slang. But you get my point, right? So
Yeah.
like people that aren't the Japanese breeder should like focus on making some mad looking Kikokurus or some nuts looking Deutsch versions of whatever with like some random gender mixes in and shit like, and just throw shit out there that even the Japanese can't give them. You know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of what will keep it fun. That's kind of what will make people come to them and give them the nice prices for some good old sexy looking fish. And then when he tells them that, oh well, the parents are Sakai, then suddenly that guy's gonna go around saying, "Oh yeah, it's basically Japanese," like, you know. So like, it's got to be marketed right, no? It's got to be packaged well.
Yeah, yeah.
There's been
And
quite a few down the line.
That's pretty much how I do
similar.
the Indonesian fish, right? That's how I get a good price for them. I ask healthy money for those fish, man. And I ask for that money because I make sure I pick the sexiest of the sexiest. Like Mario goes and picks the sexiest from a whole bunch of thousands, and then I'll take the sexiest of his. You know? I know. I know I'm gonna have to curb all of this slang when I get to Japan because otherwise I'm gonna be like some sort of
You need to get it out now.
crazy.
Yeah, definitely don't be
Yeah.
putting that into Google Translator when you're talking to the
No,
breeders,
no.
right?
Oh yeah. I'm definitely not gonna say, look at that ball sack crazy shower. You know? In the Google Translate. Sorry. Listen, we forgive Vince for much more. Okay, so now you guys have gotten me comfortable on the show. So now what do I do?
Use me as your scapegoat.
Oh man, dude, I don't need a therapist, dude. Trust me. I have enough fun on my own. I think I got one on the other side of there.
Yeah, I'm usually his therapist.
Oh yeah,
That's working out well.
Does that help or does that make him worse?
It does. No, it does. Vince
Yeah,
does a good job.
they just call me Uncle Twisted.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, indeed. Or Orchard Koi, something fishy going on. Definitely is.
Indeed.
He's got sexy fish on the brain at the moment. It must be a Japan trip coming tomorrow.
Yes,
There you go.
sir. Yes, sir.
That's what we're all thinking. That's what we're all thinking.
Oh no, I don't know how I'm gonna hold myself back.
Yeah, you just got to be yourself, bro.
Just be yourself and don't.
Yeah.
What I would say is don't jump.
Don't cuss too much.
Straight in. No, even when you're going through your selection, don't be like straight away. Yes. Take your time, look through everything first, and then go for a top 10, and then whatever number you're going for. Just go for a top one of them, and then from that break it down into the next.
I don't think you should go there with pom-poms, Dave.
Got it. Yeah, I'm gonna try and be.
You're still waiting protection.
Oh, I don't like that fish. No. We'll see. You know. Need to get, and plus, don't worry, guys. I'm gonna have you guys on live all the time. All the fucking time. Like every time you go to my YouTube channel, it's just gonna be live from Japan. You know, with whichever the fuck farm I'm at. You know. So don't worry.
You're not gonna sleep for 12 days.
I'm not gonna sleep, man. I'm not gonna sleep because I'm also gonna try and edit some videos, dude. You know, and put together some edited videos instead of just the live content. Because I've been doing so much of these lives, I haven't been focusing on those other videos. Like Vince just gave me an amazing idea with the storyline for when I'm there for a video I can shoot, which is
Nice.
a day in a life of a Japanese koi farmer. from the morning to night.
Yep.
Still waiting for your long form videos of the fucking waterfall and that you did.
Oh, dude, that owner, that property owner is playing around, man. He's playing around. Like my fish are basically in a huge biofloc right now, and they're sitting in putting in some fucking mist installations and all of that stuff. So like, this is a commercial property. They don't have the same type of respect for the hobby and the fish and things like that. You know what I mean? And I'm just not feeling the love in showing off that project. You know what I'm saying? Okay, fine. I'll stop saying sexy koi. Okay.
Searching for the
Perfect.
sexiest koi in Japan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a good title.
Bow, bow.
Jesus.
Thanks very much, Clive.
Thank you, Clive.
Thank you.
So,
And
as
on that note, guys, I think we've been going for 2.5 hours now.
Yeah, 2 hours 21.
I think our Sydney needs to go and chill before we
Yeah.
bursts with
eat
excitement.
some dinner. Oh, seriously. I need to have a drink. Calm my nerves.
Don't go getting drunk and then not hear the fucking alarm clock in the morning.
Oh, dude,
You'll be
don't
well
worry.
fucked
Yeah, don't
up
be
this time.
sleeping.
No, it's not. I'm not missing one flight, not missing one train, nothing, bro.
Otherwise, we're going to have Sid's first video of him running through the airport going, I'm fucking late.
Oh, no. If I'm late, I'll have the sense to run faster without the camera out on a live.
Well, hang on. You said you got the mountain for the GoPro, right?
Yeah.
Slap it on and run.
Yeah, give me the legs.
Playing
Yeah.
Forrest Gump theme tune.
Dude, I look like such an idiot, dude. I look like
All
such an idiot with
you'll
all
see
those.
is
Dude. Fuck you, man.
Wait, people would pay good money for that. I'm pretty sure.
No. I know
Oh,
what you folks.
anyway, let's see if we can get this right this week. As always, guys, thank you very much for joining along. I've been Twisted Koi.
I've been Hearts Koi, and I'll see you all soon.
I've been Sid from Mochiba Koi India.
Yeah, Joe from the Koi perspective.
Samuel from Koikanalen.
And we will catch you, same place, same time, next
From
weekend,
Japan.
guys.
Take
Cheers,
care,
guys.
everybody.
Bye bye.